Alrighty, welcome back. So, I just tweaked a little bit the time, so we have sunset, or we will land while sunset, so that's better for a tutorial. Landing in the dark isn't good for a tutorial. Okay, welcome back to the third or fourth part of the 767 tutorial. I'm not quite sure which part it is, because I'm not quite sure how I will divide the first part, if it's 1 or 2, because it was a very long time, I had to say, very much. Okay, just start the simulator. We have, okay, bit loud maybe. We'll leave our cruising altitude soon, while we enter in our arrival, KSDF arrival, which is level 4, no transition, and just to execute. So the route is recalculating. VNAV is on, so we just FMC message. Okay, okay. It was probably reset MCP alt what I did, and that's the gorgeous thing about Boeing's VNAV capability. You can be thousands of miles away from the top of descent, and you just set a lower altitude than you currently are. And when flying over your top of descent, the aircraft will start descent no matter what. That is great. Okay, SDF, that's Louisville. Search. So Louisville 060 at 8, which cries for runway, which is crying, no, which is shouting. Oh, I always mix the vocabulary up. Which is shouting for runway. It's just enough. Here we've got an ILS, which is saying, okay, take ILS 3, 5 left. No transition and no transition for the runway, so transition for the star and for the runway is needed. Just execute. Great. Okay. We are descending well. There is something I think mostly don't know about, a feature you can really good use when flying to a remote airport. A 767 normally don't fly to such remote airports, but if you're flying cargo, you maybe have to deliver any cargo to, I don't know, a very remote place where no ILS, no RNAV, or no approach at all is set up for. And that's the thing I will show you, so you can use it whenever you're flying any Boeing aircraft. In this particular case, 767. You just choose the runway, and then you have the runway extent, and then you can say 10 miles. And now you generated an RX point. This RX point is exactly 10 nautical miles before the runway threshold, meaning this point is just calculated by your FMC. It's a custom waypoint, 10 miles for the runway. For what you use it, for example, if you're flying to an airport which hasn't got any approach, you say, okay, let's say I want to be 8 miles out of the runway when reaching this point. The aircraft is flying to this particular point 8 miles for the runway threshold, and then you have enough time to descend and make your visual approach onto the runway. That is an RX point, and you really will love it when flying any let's say unnormal or any particular approach which isn't just standard RNAV ILS or this particular road. I'm flying a world tour with a friend who is cutting this video, and we used to fly to normal airports, but on our world tour, we are currently experiencing some South American airports which are not equipped with an INF, with an ILS, sometimes not even with a real runway, and then this RX point saves my life. I say, okay, 10 miles for the runway. The aircraft, in my case often the 737, is flying to this RX point, and I know, okay, this direction, I'm exactly lined up with the runway. The runway is exactly 10 miles behind my position, or in front of my position. That's a great feature. Okay, so we're inbound of Mebel, 9,000. Enter 9,000 here. And continue descending. Mebel. I would say we're doing some time lapse from here, and then we meet back when reached 9,000 at Mebel. Okay, hello. So we just flown over well, and we're now inbound of the next airport of our arrival route. You see, 6,100 is the next altitude, and we just enter our ILS altitude, which starts 2,400. So we enter 2,400 feet into our window for the altitude, and then we go. We can do it like this. Then we can say in-flight charts. No, man. In-flight charts. In-flight charts. Expand. So, then we're flying to Sierra Delta Foxtrot. 35 left, which is this one. Get tune 3. There is the ILS. Okay. Something was going wrong with our speed. The aircraft had not slowed down, which was it meant to be. So we say flight level change. Now we can enter our speed. The aircraft is now trying to reach our speed and our altitude as soon as possible. Okay, great. But we need to have our frequency, which is 10935. Just keep it open like this. Can we move it? Yes, we can. 10935, and we need 35 here. Okay. Great. Turn the lights on. Wait, can off. And us one on. Okay. We are now lined up with the runway. We press approach. We see all of the autopilots are going on. We can monitor the space. Localizer will follow the localizer of the runway. Approach, which we select now, will follow. The approach will follow glide slope and localizer at the same time. Flaps 5. Okay, I will do my first autoland in this aircraft. I'm not a big fan of autoland because I like to monitor the aircraft myself. But I think for a tutorial, autoland is the best thing you can do, because I can show you how to do it. I can't show you how to fly the aircraft, how to control it, because that's something you have to feel when flying the aircraft for yourself. Okay, flaps 10. Get down. I don't know what happened here. We make flaps 30 landing, so we enter flaps 30. Oh no. Yeah. I don't know what the aircraft is doing. Just go into the captain view. We can hold on to the button we have assigned to it. I thought this aircraft will perform better. Flaps 20. Yeah, it's my first auto land in this aircraft, so you oh, the aircraft sees that it's too low, but it's just okay. Thank you, flight vector. Thank you. Okay, I'm doing it manually. Auto thrust off. Then we can cancel the warnings. Autopilot disconnect, disengage bar, and then flaps 30 full. Bit overspeeding. Okay, and then I will try to get manually back onto the runway. Oh man, why? Yeah, that's the problem when you're doing something new in a tutorial. I thought this aircraft is great. There is nothing between me and the terrain. I really thought the aircraft will perform great, and it worked. I activated approach, I activated all of the autopilots itself, which is weird, but okay. And at first it seemed to work. We were a bit high, but that was my mistake, because I was more concentrated on the time lapse than on real flying the aircraft. And yeah, it'll not worked out great. Maybe I tuned the wrong frequency. So you don't need this one up here. That's just for VORs. It should be down there. You see, it was the panel for the ILS, so that part was definitely right. I don't know which thing was going wrong. I can't tell you. Yeah, but honestly, never done it, so I don't know. Flight vector can't perform a correct autoland, but what the aircraft was doing was just a descent into the ground, and if I wouldn't act quickly and said, okay, no, autopilot off, I'm doing it, we probably had died, because the aircraft was doing a nose down descent into the ground. I don't know. If you have an idea what is going wrong, probably what I did wrong, leave it in the comments. But I mean, I know this aircraft very well, very well. I had, I don't know, around, let's say 200 hours, which is much in an aircraft and X-plane. I mean, Zebo, I have way more, but I think it's okay to make a tutorial if you have 100 or 200 hours flight time. And I've never done an autoland. I've done a I've done the approaching, and then I've gone over manually, like here. So I never experienced such a thing, and I never knew it isn't working. Okay, our minimum is set to 200, so we reach it now. Continue. We're below glide slope, that's okay. So we will watch the reverse, which is still in the yellow, and reverse normal. Auto brakes, and we're slowing. Great. Okay, the landing was okay. I mean, I was quite satisfied with the touchdown. I think we made 2 touchdowns. We slightly bounced, but it was okay. It was okay. I wasn't really prepared for it. Okay, can turn off. and then we will exit here. I said we will exit. Okay, now. Okay. And holding short. The holding point. Just breaking down. Going up. Turn on APU. And see, the aircraft looks great. So now again, I'm holding the button for the cockpit 3D view. It just beans me over, which is weird, but okay. These lights off, red off. No, wait, that's wrong. Okay. Then we will just wait for it. Auto, and then we can start taxi. Release park and brake. Just give me a minute. Oh, over there. So we're in the US. We won't turn off our transponder. That's the thing you would do in European countries, and most Asian and American, South America and North American countries. You just stay on the transponder until you enter the gate or the area, the air sites often. Yeah, right. So that's an interesting thing. The air sites or the cargo aprons here are often split up from the area, and you have often to taxi out until a specific line, which is often here when you enter the real taxiway from the apron, before you even yeah, you see the line up here, before you even get in touch with the controller, with the ground controller. And as soon as we're inside here, I don't know if that is the real procedure, but that's how I do it. As soon as we enter here, I will turn it off, and then I will just park here. Need to slow down probably, and then here you see the line. Just follow the line. That's easy. Go straight ahead, and then turn with the line. What's that? That's weird. And then really make a turn, make the turn. Then turn the lights off, continue to turn, and now you maybe have to readjust. 763, that's indicated. Okay, it's a 760 fighter, but it's based on the 300, so that's right. And 10 meters to go. A nice ladder, by the way. That's a great one. 8 meters, 7 meters, 6 meters, 5 meters, 4 meters, 3 meters, 2 meters, 1 meter, and display turned off. So just set park and brake, APU gen on. First, when it's on, you can deactivate the engines. Is that my... No, that's in the scenery. Okay, great. Engine fuel control off. That's it. That is killing the engine. Hydraulic off. IPU bleed on. Bleeds off. Isolations can turn off. We don't need the packs anymore. They're off because the isolations. Fans off. And cool down the cabin. Okay, great. If we were to make a normal flight, not just a tutorial, you probably would wait now until the aircraft is unloaded. In terms of this tutorial, we don't need to wait this time. We will just continue turning off the aircraft. Off. All the lights off. Check off. Hydraulic pumps off. Cargo heats off. Signs off. Over to manual again. then get the ground power over operation ground power. You can get all of the stuff again to unload the aircraft. I won't do it in terms of this tutorial, but that's over to you. Standby power off, utility buses off, bus ties off, external power off, and then last but not least, you can turn off the batteries, and the aircraft is completely off. Now you see the docking and guardian system just saw, okay, the aircraft is off now, I don't need to guide it anymore, and then it's showing our time in UTC. It isn't the correct time. The correct time would be this one. But you see, I don't want to end this tutorial in midnight, so I think we had a great solution of it. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I want to say two things about the landing. The landing was, I was a bit confused why the auto land hadn't worked. I had talked about it. I don't know why it hadn't worked. I think it was a personally mistake because I wasn't correctly prepared for it. I'm not quite sure if it was a mistake in the FMC, if I set that up correctly after the RX point. So if you're just ignoring the RX point and making the arrival normal with the approach and the ILS, I think that should not happen. I think it was a mistake of that I confused the aircraft. That's one part. So I think it was wrong from my side off. But I think you can fix it when you're just not trying to do something special like me. If you're not flying the ILS, the RX point is great for you. The second part, in the descent, I was very steep at the end. That was because I just thought about the correct way how to do the the time lapse, and I don't really care about the flight, but that was my problem. Happened to me so often that I just look, okay, that's a time lapse. I search maybe for music I can use for it and all of that stuff. So I got distracted from what I've done. I've got some off topic. Let's think. Stay focused. If you over your top of climb up to your top of descent, you can stay unfocused. But at that point, you're descending. Stay focused, and then nothing will happen. Follow the correct altitude restrictions and not be 2,000 feet above. My mistake was I hadn't noticed that I was at 8,000 feet, where I had 6,000 mandatory, and the ILS I entered at 1,800 feet above, and I noticed it just a minute ago. I looked into the recording and I thought, oh no, okay, got a mistake. So yeah, you probably got it. That was my mistake. That because I wasn't focused, I tried to tell you how to fly this aircraft, and I even didn't care about flying the aircraft. Exactly. With this tutorial, you should be completely in charge, or in the correct knowledge of flying this aircraft. Of course, there are some things I had not explained because they're not mandatory for every flight. Just experience yourself, fly the aircraft, and learn it. That's just how I would deal with it. I hope, even though the landing wasn't great and the flight approach wasn't great, you could learn something and you will be able to fly this aircraft once. So I will end this video and wish you a great day now, or a great night here at Louisville Muhammad Ali Airport. Thank you very much for watching. If you like such tutorials, please leave me a comment. I will do more of these because I really like doing these tutorials, and I think there are some aircrafts I know good enough to make a tutorial. The problem why so less tutorials are coming, because I really think tutorials should be only when you really know the aircraft. I don't am this person who download a new aircraft or who buy a new aircraft and then say, oh, I've done 2.5 flights in it and I will now connect to VATSIM and make a tutorial. I'm a person who's watching these tutorials for an aircraft who is trying to get into touch with the aircraft, into the real aircraft, and get some real information about it to really be able to fly this aircraft correctly. And that's what I want to project to you, and that's why these videos are very rare. I just want to come into it very, very closely. I want to learn it. I want to correctly be able, and that's why I hope you aren't upset because these videos aren't very, very often coming. Yeah, it's a German content is more often because that's just a flight we often do, and this English content I really want to have some information stuff and hope to get you the greatest information. So thank you very much for watching. We see you next Friday. Thanks to the cutter, and then I would say have a great day. See you. Bye bye.